Ferrari and Hamilton react to that first lap contact. Oscar takes a dominant win, and Lawson is in trouble of losing his seat. Do consider subbing. Let's get into the latest F1 news. The recent Chinese Grand Prix, where Oscar Piastri of McLaren took the victory in an impressive 1-2 finish alongside his teammate Lando Norris. Let's break down what happened on that race day. In Shanghai, the atmosphere was electric as 19 drivers lined up for the start of the 56-lap race. Right from the beginning, Oscar Piastri, the pole sitter, faced a moment of tension. He didn't launch off the line as swiftly as George Russell, but he quickly regained control of the situation, ensuring he could cover Russell and open the door for Norris to slide past him into second place. Just like that, we had a stunning McLaren 1-2 formation. The competition was fierce, with Lewis Hamilton fighting hard in fourth place and Charles Leclerc trying to keep up after an unfortunate clash with his Ferrari teammate, which left him with a broken front wing. Leclerc later revealed he felt the loss could amount to 20 to 30 points, raising concerns about his strategy for the race. As the laps progressed, it became clear that the battle wasn't just about speed, it was also about strategy. Meanwhile, Fernando Alonso faced a mechanical failure, becoming the first driver to retire from the race due to a serious brake issue. Alonso's urgent call, "I cannot brake! No brakes!" cut through the tension as Aston Martin scrambled to retire safely. Back in the midfield, the excitement continued to unfold. Despite some drivers struggling with tire performance, the dynamics of the race were shifting rapidly. Piastri and Norris began to assert their dominance on the track, showcasing not just speed, but excellent teamwork. As Piastri broke away from Norris, the latter reported issues with his front tires, indicating the toll the race was taking. Pit stops became critical as teams sought to gain an advantage through clever strategies. As the first stops began on lap 11, it set the stage for a dramatic reshuffle within the standings. Hamilton and Verstappen, both aware of the potential undercut, made their stops early, but Piastri and Russell remained in the thick of it, firmly holding their lead. As we approach the midpoint of the race, the competition tightens. Albon, celebrating his birthday, led a unique charge, mixing it with top contenders. Norris had to navigate a tricky situation with Lance Stroll exiting the pits, but strategically he made his way back into the fray without losing too much ground. As the checkered flag waved, it was Piastri who crossed first, confirming McLaren's stellar performance, with Norris hot on his heels. This victory not only showcased the driver's skills, but also highlighted McLaren's strong resurgence in the championship standings. And there you have it, a thrilling recap of the Chinese Grand Prix, where teamwork made the dream work for McLaren, while Ferrari faced their own setbacks and Red Bull remained surprisingly anonymous. Make sure to like and subscribe for more in-depth analyses and updates on the world of Formula One. In an exciting showdown, Oscar Piastri reclaimed the lead from Alex Albon, while Lando Norris made a brilliant pass on George Russell, prompting Russell to commend the move as a good one. Meanwhile, Lewis Hamilton found himself under pressure from Charles Leclerc as they both maneuvered past Lance Stroll. Hamilton received instructions to let Leclerc pass at turn 14, but he firmly responded, "I'll tell you when we can swap," before ultimately allowing Leclerc through at turn 1. As the race reached its halfway point, Piastri held a commanding lead of 4 seconds over Norris, with Russell, Leclerc, and Hamilton not far behind. Lawson struggled to make strides in 16th place, eventually slipping to 17th as Behrman in the Haas overtook him. Piastri was instructed to ramp up his pace, ensuring Norris could establish a buffer against any potential undercut attempts from Mercedes. Leclerc expressed awe over the impressive traction of the Mercedes car, dubbing it a dragster as they accelerated out of turn 12. As the race progressed, McLaren informed their drivers of possible rain in the final 3 laps. Hadjar made an early second pit stop, while Verstappen received encouragement for his pace as he closed in on Hamilton, who had just pitted. With just a few laps remaining, Piastri and Norris maintained their 1-2 lead, while Hamilton fought to set the fastest lap from 6th place. However, things took a turn for Tsunoda as he suffered front wing damage on lap 47, with his teammate facing his own challenges. Norris reported issues with his brake pedal, but McLaren urged him to stay cautious and finish strong. As tension built, Verstappen made a daring move, overtaking Leclerc to claim fourth place. In a triumphant finish, Piastri crossed the line first, securing a 1-2 victory for McLaren, with Norris trailing just behind. George Russell took third, followed by Verstappen and Leclerc. Points were rounded out by Ocon, Antonelli, Albon, and Behrman. And that's a wrap on the Chinese Grand Prix classification. Stay tuned for more updates and analyses as the F1 season unfolds. Liam Lawson, the promising New Zealand driver, is currently under immense pressure to perform, especially with expectations set high at Red Bull Racing. Recently, Helmut Marko, Red Bull's advisor, expressed some disappointment in Lawson's performance, stating that he is not delivering what we expected. This raises questions about the futures of both Lawson and Isaac Hadjar, another driver in the Red Bull Academy. Marko hinted at the possibility of a mid-season swap if Lawson's struggles continue. After stepping into the role of Max Verstappen's teammate for the F1 2025 season, following Sergio Perez's departure, Lawson has faced a tough initiation. His debut at the Australian Grand Prix ended with him qualifying a disappointing 18th. This was just the beginning of a challenging stint, as he also found himself on the wrong side of recent qualifying rounds in China, falling to an unfortunate last place. Struggling in the early weeks of the season has certainly put Lawson under the microscope. Yet, there's another side to this story. Isaac Hadjar, a fellow rookie, has made quite an impression. He outperformed his more established teammate during the Shanghai qualifiers, showcasing the kind of talent that could lead to a potential reshuffling at Red Bull. Lawson's performances may have opened up discussions about the possibility of him being replaced, especially if Hadjar continues to excel. Marko was candid about Lawson's latest performance, acknowledging that it did not meet their expectations. However, he emphasized the importance of a calm discussion and considering other promising talents from Red Bull's Junior Academy. In Marko's words, "Thank God we are in a good position," reflecting the competitive nature of Formula One and the continuous assessment of driver performance. As Lawson continues to navigate his rookie season, the shadow of Hadjar looms large. Marko's comments imply that the pressure is building not just for Lawson to deliver results, but also to keep his seat secure. What he has shown so far is absolutely fascinating, Marko noted, contrasting Hadjar's ability with Lawson's struggles, highlighting how quickly things can change in the racing world. In this ever-competitive environment where only the best can thrive, Formula One remains a tough playground for drivers. With ongoing discussions about potential mid-season changes, precision is key for Lawson as he works to turn his season around. Marko hinted that these conversations about performance and team dynamics are constant. It's clear that in Formula One, results are everything. With the race calendar moving forward, it's crucial for Lawson to regain confidence and find his footing behind the wheel. While the pressure mounts, the door for redemption remains slightly ajar. Can he rise to the occasion, or will Red Bull's willingness to shake things up signify a changing of the guard? All eyes will be on Lawson in the upcoming races. His challenge is to prove that he belongs at Red Bull Racing. With the Suzuka race approaching, Yuki Tsunoda expressed his readiness to step in, saying, "Yeah, why not?" He's confident, asserting that the Red Bull car is indeed faster. This anticipation adds to the buzz surrounding the team as their performance evolves. On the flip side, Liam Lawson has been candid about his struggles following a disappointing exit in Q1 during the Chinese GP. Acknowledging that his current form isn't good enough, he expressed the pressing need for time to adapt to the Red Bull car's unique demands. Driving a Formula One car takes 100% confidence, Lawson explained. Although he laments the lack of time in his hands to build that confidence, he emphasized the small performance window of the Red Bull car as a significant challenge, stating, "It's not an excuse, but I've got to get a handle of it." Lawson reflected on a messy session, hinting at external factors like traffic complicating his performance. Yet, he remained focused on the internal need to nail his laps. "We should be fast enough on our first lap," he asserted, indicating that overcoming these obstacles starts with personal accountability. The scrutiny surrounding Lawson intensified following criticisms from veteran racer Jacques Villeneuve. He boldly claimed that Lawson was worse than Perez, underscoring the pressure on the rookie to deliver results amidst high expectations. In the midst of these challenges, Lawson maintains a defiant stance, claiming, "Now it's my time." His determination to rise above the criticisms demonstrates a fighter's spirit, signaling his desire to solidify his place in Formula One. Overall, the upcoming Suzuka event promises to be a pivotal one for both Tsunoda and Lawson. Each driver showcases a contrasting narrative: Tsunoda's confidence and Lawson's struggle. The world of F1 is ever evolving, and as the race looms, fans are eager to see which narrative takes the lead on the racetrack. Stay tuned for more updates and insights as we follow these thrilling developments in the world of Formula One. The 2025 Chinese Grand Prix kicked off with dramatic tension as the two Ferrari drivers, Lewis Hamilton and Charles Leclerc, found themselves in a battle right from the start. On the opening lap, as they aimed to overtake Max Verstappen's Red Bull racing car, a significant collision unfolded, leaving Leclerc with damage to his vehicle. As the drivers maneuvered through Turn 1, they capitalized on Verstappen's wider line. Hamilton deftly slid past him, holding a solid position through the long right-hander. Leclerc saw an opportunity and surged ahead just as they approached the apex of Turn 2. But this ambitious move resulted in an unfortunate clash. The two Ferraris converged, and as Leclerc clipped the curb, he lost control briefly, leading to a collision with Hamilton's right rear corner. Following the incident, it became clear that Leclerc bore the brunt of the contact. Team communications revealed that the damage to his car cost him an estimated 20 to 30 points of downforce. The team's immediate goal was to get him to the first pit stop without making any changes to the car, hoping to mitigate further issues during the race. In the aftermath of the contact, Hamilton radioed in, expressing confusion as he reported being hit by someone, initially unaware it was his teammate. Fortunately, the British driver appeared to be unharmed and continued to race, holding the fourth position, trailing behind the leading McLarens and George Russell's Mercedes. Although disadvantaged, Leclerc remained determined, managing to stay close behind Hamilton during the first stint of the race. As the drama unfolded on track, the incident not only captured the excitement of the race, but also highlighted the competitive spirit and collaboration under pressure that defines Formula One. The race was just getting started, and the dynamics between teammates, rivalries, and the strategies employed throughout the race would surely keep fans on the edge of their seats. The tension between Hamilton and Leclerc could influence their standings as the Grand Prix progressed, leading to a thrilling series of events. Stay tuned as we follow the unfolding drama and see how this early contact shapes the rest of the race day. As the race unfolded, analysts dissected the critical moments, especially David Croft's insight on Hamilton's move, suggesting that he squeezed Leclerc. Martin Brundle added to the conversation, explaining how Leclerc hit the curbs and lost control, leading to a common first-lap incident that required some impressive counter-steering from the young driver. But Hamilton's journey doesn't stop there. He recently unveiled a master plan for the Chinese Grand Prix after a challenging qualifying session. With a determination to regain his edge, Hamilton is keen to demonstrate the adjustments to his SF25 that might just put him back on track for victory. While he managed to secure pole position and triumph in the sprint, qualifying fifth for the main event revealed a few tweaks were necessary to keep his car on the edge of performance. As fans gear up for the next race, they're left pondering, can Hamilton recover and maintain his legendary win percentage? All eyes will be on these dynamic competitors as the season continues. Stay tuned for more thrilling updates. The world of Formula One is buzzing with exciting possibilities as the FIA explores a potential return to V10 engines. Indeed, recent discussions have sparked speculation, and it appears that scrapping the 2026 engine regulations may not be off the table just yet. The FIA has confirmed they're seriously evaluating various future engine scenarios, including a return to V10 power units running on fully sustainable fuels. This exploration, however, is still in its infancy. According to Nicholas Tombazis, the FIA's single-seater director, no options are off the table, including a potential shortening of the current 2026 power unit rules cycle. During a media roundtable in China, Tombazis emphasized two critical questions the governing body is grappling with. First, what direction should Formula One take in the long term regarding engine regulations? And second, how would a change in this direction affect the upcoming 2026 cycle? As Tombazis stated, I think the right way around to go about it is, do we want 3 or 4 years later to go to a different type of power unit that looks after the long term for the sport? If the answer leans towards yes, then the next question arises, what to do in the interim? Despite the uncertainty, there's no sign of panic regarding the already approved 2026 regulations, which various manufacturers, including Audi, are actively developing. Yet, comments made by FIA President Mohammed Ben Sulayem about reviving V10 engines have fanned the flames of curiosity about the future engine landscape in F1. Tombazis pointed out that advancements in sustainable fuels have led to discussions on potentially simplifying engine designs. With the escalating costs of current power units being a factual concern, Tombazis noted, the president's comments about a V10 engine in 28 are something we are actively evaluating with the PU manufacturers. While the current 2026 power unit regulations stand firm for now, active conversations are happening between the FIA and manufacturers regarding the long-term direction of the sport. It's crucial to note that there's no formal proposal as of yet, only ongoing discussions. Tombazis expressed optimism, saying, either way, whether we stay with the current regulations or adopt the already approved new regulations, I think Formula One would be in a good place. However, these conversations come at a pivotal moment, especially since many manufacturers are already well into developing their 2026 engines. There's a sentiment among some teams that the train has left the station when it comes to implementing significant changes. Yet, Tombazis acknowledged this sentiment, saying, of course, the train has left the station to a large extent. My point is that the FIA president posed question number 1. Question number 2 is then posed by a lot of people, depending on where they stand in the discussion. One vital aspect of this discussion centers around fairness, especially considering the investments made by teams. Tombazis assured that the FIA is dedicated to a solution that respects all participants and their contributions. He remarked, "We will seek to be fair in a way that doesn't disrespect any participant." He also addressed concerns that substantial changes could potentially alienate new or returning manufacturers like Audi and Honda. The FIA's priority remains to strike a balance that safeguards the championship's future while honoring existing commitments and investments. Tombazis summed up the complexity of the situation, stating, "Anything we do is a complex balance between these factors. You're asking the right questions," he noted. "And it's essential to recognize there isn't one straightforward answer that fits all scenarios. The goal is to find that sweet spot that serves the best interest of Formula One and its stakeholders." The evolving narrative of F1 engine regulations promises to keep fans on the edge of their seats, and as discussions continue, it will be intriguing to see what the future holds for this high-octane sport. Any significant shift in Formula One's regulations requires a broad consensus among teams and power unit manufacturers. According to Tombazis, the FIA can't impose changes unilaterally. They must navigate a governance process that ensures collaboration. He highlighted the need for approval through 2 phases. First, power unit manufacturers must agree under the governance structure, followed by validation from teams if any chassis rules are set to change. This intricate process ensures that all stakeholders have their voices heard and interests considered. For example, the championship-winning power units from Mercedes between 2014 and 2018 showcase a legacy of innovation that could be impacted by future regulatory changes. Tombazis added that any potential modifications to chassis designs would similarly require extensive agreement, referencing established frameworks like the Concord Agreement and the International Sporting Code. In a more candid moment, when questioned about the necessity for unanimous approval for major changes, he opted to sidestep that specific inquiry, hinting at the complexities involved in reaching such agreements. As discussions progress, all parties remain acutely aware of the delicate dance between innovation, controlling costs, and honoring existing commitments.